Have you ever thought about becoming a primary school teacher, or are you already studying at uni and just wondering, how on earth am I going to teach PDHPE to young kids? Well, lucky for you, you're in the right place. Today I want to share how my university journey has helped me feel confident and ready to teach PDHPE in primary schools. I'll talk through what PDHPE really means, why it matters, the game sense approach, and some real stories from my tutorials. If you're keen to make a difference in kids' lives, this episode is for you. Now you're probably thinking, what even is PDHPE? Well, it's a valuable curriculum area that offers many crucial elements for students to explore and participate in. The Personal Development, Health and Physical Education syllabus, which is known as PDHPE, allows students to develop the knowledge, skills and attitudes needed to live an active, healthy and safe lifestyle. This aims to build students' confidence in movement, encourage respect and resilience, and teach each student to think critically about their health, well-being and physical activity, which is important especially when we've got our devices in front of us. PDHPE provides flexible learning experiences to prepare each and every student to take positive steps for themselves and others. The objective of the PDHPE syllabus is for all students to learn about how different factors influence their health, safety and well-being. It helps them practice self-management and interpersonal skills to take responsibility for their actions, interact respectfully, and advocate for themselves and others. Each student is encouraged to have confidence, value their influences on health, and commit to leading and promoting a healthy, active, and safe lifestyle. One thing I've definitely noticed as a pre-service teacher, and you probably have too if you are studying or if you're just a teacher in general, is that there isn't just one syllabus in a primary school classroom. There are many. From English and mathematics to science, history, geography, the arts, PDHPE, and more. Each subject comes with its own outcomes and focus area. However, PDHPE connects with other curriculum areas such as literacy, numeracy, and ICT in many ways. Students apply literacy skills by communicating appropriately in various settings. They identify, select, organise, and communicate information using appropriate vocabulary for different audiences and purposes to make sure that they're getting their message across. Numeracy is also integrated as students develop numerical reasoning and mathematical skills supported by technology. They organise, represent, and analyse information related to health and physical activity. ICT is used as students locate, select, organise, and communicate information using digital technologies. This supports the creation of text and participation in work and community contexts. These cross-curriculum connections help all students build essential skills for personal and community life. PDHPE also supports the development of skills beyond physical health, such as critical thinking, communication, and problem solving, which link closely to literacy and numeracy contexts. For example, when students analyse health information, evaluate risks and benefits when performing and participating in physical activity, and they're making informed decisions about their well-being, this all involves interpreting data, questioning sources, and reflecting on consequences. Critical thinking, important in literacy for evaluating text and in numeracy for interpreting statistics, is embedded in PDHPE learning. Students develop effective communication skills through discussion, presentation, and collaboration in health, safety, and well-being activities. These skills enhance their ability to articulate ideas clearly, listen actively, and engage diverse audiences, strengthening literacy skills such as writing, speaking, and comprehension. The PDHPE syllabus includes tasks requiring students to identify problems like safety hazards or health challenges, diverse solutions, and implement strategies. This builds logical reasoning and decision-making skills related to problem solving in numeracy and literacy. Through these embedded capabilities, PDHPE fosters versatile skills supporting students' academic development and real-life situations. GSA stands for Game Sense Approach. And this is a student-centered teaching style which incorporates inquiry-based learning, which makes lessons more inclusive and enjoyable. And as a beginning teacher, I really want my kids to get excited about going out for PE and not dread the whole beginning of the lesson where they're going to go through a skill and it's going to be boring, and then we don't actually end up getting to playing the game, which is what they're excited for the most because we've ran out of time. Melissa highlights that unlike traditional teaching, which focuses on isolated skills, GSA starts with a game. This places student performance at the centre, while the teacher acts as a facilitator rather than a direct instructor. GSA allows students to learn skills actively through games rather than unengaging drills, instructed step by step. Some strengths of GSA include its student-centered focus and inclusivity. Games can be modified through equipment and rule changes to suit all students. Student enjoyment increases as they participate actively as well. GSA also develops critical thinking and problem solving because students use tactical thinking during games. Teachers can incorporate higher order questioning through encouraging students to explore and review their strategies and tactics. Like, for example, if a kid has done a shoulder pass when passing the ball in a basketball game, why did you choose shoulder pass rather than chest pass? You might ask them. That is getting their higher order thinking. GSA links directly to the New South Wales PDHPE syllabus, fostering fundamental skills through engaging game-based activities, promoting tactical thinking and decision-making. It encourages cooperation, teamwork, and resilience through applying movement concepts in meaningful contexts. GSA helps all students build confidence and positive attitudes towards factors that promote healthy lifestyles. This links to the syllabus outcomes such as PD1-1 and PD2-1 by promoting participation in activities developing fundamental movement skills and various movement concepts. Outcomes PD1-2 and PD2-2 are achieved through tactical awareness, decision-making, and developing personal and social skills like cooperation and teamwork during games. By making PE more enjoyable and meaningful, GSA supports PD2-3 by helping students understand how active participation promotes their health and well-being. Okay, now you're probably thinking, Taylor, that's a lot and I'm bored. Well, now I'm going to actually draw on personal reflection. So I really hope you guys are sticking around because I'm about to reflect on both 2 practical tutorials that I've done and 2 theory tutorials because they're actually both really knowledgeable. Unlike other tutorials in different subjects, no offense, they weren't dry. They were really engaging and I could really see the benefits of actually coming to these tutorials. So our first practical tutorial included engaging in Indigenous Australian games, requiring teamwork and tactical thinking. And can I just begin by saying I honestly enjoyed this so much. This was our first practical tutorial and I didn't know how it was going to go, but I actually had so much fun. Like I actually left laughing and smiling because I was like, that was so good for a uni class. So this tutorial allowed me to explore various movement skills performed in different progressions and situations. The games incorporated invasion and target activities, which required space, time, objects, effort, and people elements when creating and performing simple movement sequences. So we had to create our own, we got given an activity and we had to teach the lesson in a group. And I found this so beneficial because it was kind of like real time teaching, but obviously with adults. Other students in our tutorial were prompted to give us questions about when we're explaining about how the game was going to go, and we actually had the chance to modify during each activity. All the activities showed how participating in diverse opportunities promoted physical activity and contributed to active, healthy, and safe lifestyles in fun and enjoyable ways. A key takeaway was recognizing and practicing interpersonal skills to promote inclusion and belonging, crucial for catering to diverse learners' needs in all PDHPE lessons. Another takeaway was learning that any lesson can be modified to be more challenging or simplified. We were encouraged to implement lessons and adjust them based on how learners responded to practical elements of the game. By asking open-ended questions throughout the game, we gauged students' understanding and adapted accordingly. I remember asking a question saying, why did we choose a chest pass instead of a shoulder pass? And they were able to tell me that the chest pass was going to be more direct and they knew it was going to get there a lot quicker and it wasn't a greater distance that they had to cover. This tutorial is specifically aligned with the PDHPE strands health, wellbeing and relationships, movement, skill and performance, and health, safe and active lifestyles, which of those of you who aren't familiar with these strands are all 3 of the PDHPE strands. Outcomes linked included communicating respectfully and meaningfully, exploring and using different movement skills efficiently, and exploring factors influencing individual health and safety. These all apply across early stage 1 to stage 3. Now, our third practical tutorial was lesson focused on teaching athletic skills like shot put, discus, and relay. And I know that these are such a hit and miss with kids. I've been an SLSO and I'm now actually a casual teacher. And I can see kids dread whenever I or another teacher says we're going out to practice our athletic skills because they are boring. This lesson helped me refine my ability to perform these skills in a game-based situation. Game-based, game sense approach, meaning it's going to be so much more engaging for kids to practice their skills because it's going to be through a game. Engaging in these activities fostered my ability to propose games emphasizing athletic skill development. The tutorial reinforced the importance of contextual factors influencing health, safety, well-being, and physical activity participation. It highlighted practical strategies for various ages so all students can build athletic skills in a fun way. I left this tutorial understanding how to engage diverse students in physical activities, promoting health while adapting for individual needs to support all learners. This lesson aligned with all 3 PDHPE strands again, making it just amazing. Outcomes met across early stage 1 to stage 3 include performing, adapting, and communicating movement skills, using respectful communication strategies, participating in healthy lifestyles, and demonstrating self-management. In Theory Lesson 2, we took a deep dive into the cross-curriculum links between PDHPE and other KLAs, specifically English, Maths, and ICT. This is one of those sessions where you really see how everything in primary teaching connects. And it's not just silos of separate subjects. It's all like twines and they're intertwining with one another to try and get the same outcome in a different area. We explored how PDHPE lessons naturally build literacy skills. For example, when students discuss health topics, write reflections about teamwork, or create presentations on safety, they're practicing these kinds of speaking, listening, reading, and writing that the English syllabus values. Even something as simple as describing how their body feels after exercise is a literacy activity. Math comes in too when students measure, count, and analyse data, like tracking how far they run, how many steps they take, or graphing their results after a fitness circuit. PDHPE can make maths meaningful by showing students how numbers relate to real-life health and physical activity. And ICT is everywhere in modern PDHPE. We looked at how students use technology to research healthy habits, create digital posters, record video reflections, or even use apps to track progress. These activities help them develop the digital literacy skills that the ICT syllabus prioritises. This tutorial made it clear that PDHPE isn't an isolated subject. Instead, it's a dynamic part of the curriculum that supports and enriches learning in English, Maths, and ICT. As a future teacher, it's really exciting to see how I can use PDHPE lessons to reinforce important skills from other syllabuses and help students to see how their learning connects across subjects. This understanding aligns with the PDHPE syllabus outcomes and strands because it's all about developing the whole child physically, intellectually, socially, and emotionally by linking movement, health, and well-being to the broader curriculum. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of teaching PDHPE, I think of the conversations and the lessons where the kids get the giggles. And I think we all know where I'm going with this. In Theory Lesson 3, we covered the complexities of teaching sexual education to primary school students by also balancing age-appropriate content and the parental rights. In this lesson, we had a discussion which highlighted the importance of creating a supportive, non-judgmental, and diverse classroom where all students can explore personal identity, relationships, and health. Teaching content specific to each stage and introducing sensitive topics progressively was a key takeaway from this lesson because it ensures the safety of all students while respecting parents and carers. And this aligns with the PDHPE syllabus strands and outcomes for stages 1 to 3, including understanding health, well-being, and relationships, recognizing body and emotional changes, and practicing interpersonal skills. This theory lesson emphasized inclusive teaching strategies for culturally and linguistically diverse learners and students with special needs.
Creating a safe space encourages open discussions and supports social and emotional learning. It also reinforced the importance of involving parents and carers in communication and decision-making by respecting family values while maintaining inclusiveness. With knowing this is 100% going to influence my teaching by ensuring all sexual health topics align with the developmental stages and syllabus outcomes, fostering respect, diversity and inclusiveness, and maintaining transparent communication with all family members that are a part of the learning journey of their child. Both practical and theory lessons have highlighted many strategies for enhancing inclusive and respectful relationships, and I have learned the importance of inclusive teaching in both a practical and theory context. All of these experiences will 1000% influence my PDHPE planning by ensuring activities are adapted to cater for all diverse learners, fostering respectful and inclusive relationships, as well as promoting safe, active, and healthy lifestyles. Through this semester, studying PDHPE has taught me how to integrate theory, developmental, psychological, and social health aspects with practical, engaging activities. This balanced approach addresses physical, mental, and emotional health. Learning activities connected theoretical concepts with real classroom scenarios, showing me how to implement inclusive, student-centered lessons catered to diverse needs. After studying this subject, I feel so confident and motivated to teach PDHPE, knowing I can create meaningful, supportive learning environments that empower students to make positive health choices throughout their lives. As someone who is active themselves, I see so much value in it, and I cannot wait to take that approach, as well as being open-minded and supportive, into my classroom. I have just shared with you what I have learned over the 12 weeks, and in this 15 minutes, I hope you've taken away some similar things that I have. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. See you next week.